to Newcastle, Australia, like 4 months ago. I like it. I really like it a lot. But I think I've recently discovered a couple things that I think even if you've lived in Newcastle your whole life, you might not necessarily know these things. First thing, recently there was the Newcastle Show. The Newcastle Show, if you're from Sydney, it's kind of similar to the Easter Show. If you're from America, it's kind of like a county fair. It's like a carnival kind of thing. I don't get the impression it's super popular, but you know, people go. The other thing about Newcastle, there's a lot of bats in this city. Bats, yeah, we're talking about the same thing, the creature. Now let's talk about bats for a second, because I think about bats like the normal amount to think about bats, which is pretty much not at all, almost never. Sometimes I can be looking at a bat and I'm still not thinking about it. But let's talk about bats. So apparently bats aren't blind. I'm learning that just today. But even so, they rely almost solely on hearing, on noise, echolocation. So bats would definitely have a preference for like peace and quiet because they are incredibly sensitive to noise. Bats have been in this area for like thousands and thousands of years, far, far longer than the city of Newcastle has been a thing. They probably amongst literally everything else that's been here before white colonization is one of the biggest sufferers for white colonization. So bats, they're in their tree, they're taking up pretty much no room, they're hanging upside down, they're sort of hugging themselves like this, you know, as if to say like, you know, I don't need anyone to give me intimacy or anything. I don't have any needs. I'm just taking up no space. I'm a little bat and I'm just doing my best. I'm hanging up there. You know, like we got no reason to bother them. They are harmless creatures, right? So here's why I bring this up. I didn't know that the Newcastle Show was on recently, and I actually didn't know that there were a lot of bats in this city. I was just was having a lovely little weekend. I may or may not have been on some lovely psychedelics. My studio apartment is pretty friggin' depressing, so I was hanging out in the park. I was like looking up at the stars. I was laying in the grass, I'm looking up at the stars, you know, I'm having a moment, right? When all of a sudden I start hearing this bang, 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 bang. It just keeps going, and like I wasn't so fucked up that I couldn't work out that it was definitely fireworks, but it was just like, it wasn't even like lighting up the sky. They weren't good fireworks, they were just loud fireworks. So I'm just like, to make an analogy, like imagine you're in like a lovely rose garden or something like that. You're sitting on a bench, and then all of a sudden someone comes down and sits down next to you, and they've got like a really smelly bag of like McDonald's, like stale McDonald's fries, and you're just trying to enjoy this moment while editing out in your brain that the McDonald's fries is there. This is what I was like. I was just trying to edit out the sound of the fireworks. It's just like I don't want this to be part of my experience, but it's just going bang, 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 bang. It's going on for ages. I'm like, my sense of time is probably fucked up, but I'm gonna say like it was going on for at least about a full 5 minutes. Like as I'm looking up at the sky, every now and again you see like one or two bats just sort of like crossing the sky, heading off in another direction, just sort of like quietly being like, no, not for me, not for me. But then all of a sudden there was just like one loud bang, and it was almost as if like all of the remaining bats as a collective just decided like, no, this is enough, and they all just sort of whipped up in this frenzy like, they started this like tornado, this massive tornado of just like screaming in a circle. And like, because there's so many of them, they're trying to work out where they are. They're all screaming, just trying to work out where they are in relation to all of them. And I'm watching all of this being like, yeah, you freaking tell them, bats. Like, this is annoying. This, and it keeps going too. This like bang, 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 bang. Almost as if it's trying to antagonize the bats. And I'm sort of like, you better stop these fireworks because these bats are upset. And as it keeps going, bang, 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 the tornado of bats just keeps getting larger and bigger and more whipped up, more frenzied, more angry. And it starts getting wider and wider. I'm watching it. I'm on the side of the bats at this point, but the tornado gets so big. All of a sudden I'm realizing, oh, this is like happening literally, it's moved, and now it's happening literally over my head, this tornado of bats. And now I'm kind of freaking out. Now I'm kind of thinking like, these bats have a vendetta against human beings, and I am the closest human being. So the fireworks are going on like so long, like antagonistically long. Bang, 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 bang. Meanwhile, these bats are not stopping until the fireworks died down. I'm feeling like the fireworks display went on for about 10 minutes. And like, again, I was close enough that I think if they were good fireworks, I would have seen the fireworks. I didn't see the fireworks. They were just loud. They were just loud, annoying, antagonistic fireworks. And at this point, I'm really, really feeling for the bats. I want this shit to stop because I feel like I'm in the firing lines of these bats. So I feel like what I was privy to, and perhaps I was the only person in Newcastle at this time who was privy to this, is that the bats were angry. The bats were really, really pissed about this. And something I've been noticing since then is that it is a little bit like the bats are still holding a bit of a grudge. Normally bats are gonna stay out of people's way, right? But lately I've been noticing that bats, like, every now and again, they'll just be like a swarm of them just like screaming in the evening time. I've noticed like at least like 3 times in the past 3 or 4 weeks, a bat will like, not like swoop me, but just sort of like within like 1.5 meters, just kind of like come in over my head, almost like a warning shot kind of thing. And now I'm kind of feeling like the bats are pissed at human beings and they have no voice other than screaming. And me, I think I at this point feel like I have to act as the voice of the bats. The bats are upset. I don't know what we have to do about it. I just think that the bats are mad. Okay?